So the idea was for me to move the tractor from the barn. Then I'll get a table set up in there to put together some solar for my brother. He has some solar the same as I have that I'll be setting up at my small house in the woods. So I wanted to get his going before I went out to the woods, because once I go out there, I probably wouldn't come back for about a week or so. So that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put the solar for him together on his porch, because everything is over there, so I won't have to move it back and forth, because either way I'll have to put it into the sun. So right now I'm using this piece of lumber to put together the pure sine wave inverter. He has a Renogy 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter. I'm also putting on a PWM charge controller. As you can see, I'm not cutting the cables that I'm attaching to it because I'm not sure where this system is going to end up, but I just wanted to get it together so I can charge the battery that he has and make sure everything works. Because once that happens, I can go ahead and go out to my place and start putting everything together. So I'm putting together for him a 100 watt Renogy solar panel. I have a Chen's 100 amp hour 12 volt battery. So that's what's happening now. So I'm just going to get all this stuff together, and then of course I put it here in the sun so that I can make sure that the solar panel is charging and everything is okay, because I do want to top this battery off. They come with about 12, 13 amps of power in it. So I want to go ahead and top it off to make sure everything is working and let him see how this works. So I'll come back another time and I will actually install it. After this video, you'll see me doing the same thing out in the woods at my house, because I'm putting that together because I don't want to run the generator at night for power. Once I set up a solar panel and charge my battery, I'll be able to use the power from the battery at night to power my lights. So that's what you'll be seeing next, so stay tuned. I'm trying to get this battery hooked up to my solar so I can charge it a little bit. I checked the battery, it's almost all the way charged, so if I don't get it before my sun goes away, because my sun is quickly moving. My trees, I got a whole lot of trees over here. I'm south facing, so the sun comes up here, but there's so many trees here, I don't get a lot of sun. So over here, as the sun goes down around 5 o'clock, I'll be basically totally in shade here. This sun here keeps moving. I get a lot of sun on top of the house, that moves also. But I wanted to get this thing together to get a little bit of the sun to top off this battery. It's pretty much charged. In the last video that you don't see and you won't see, I actually tested this and it was about 13 amps. So anyway, I'm moving on. I am moving on. So what happened was I showed you my charge controller, which is here, the charge controller here, my fuse block, and my pure sine wave inverter of 1500. And I was going through the motions of putting it together. I showed you my 100 watt Renogy solar panel. I also said that from my research on YouTube, they were a pretty decent company. Most people had them, they liked them and all that kind of good stuff, so I decided to go with them. And one of the reasons I did is because they are located in Ontario, California, which is not too far from where I live. And I've been planning to go out to actually see their plant and check them out and things like that. And they seem to have a pretty good system for solar altogether, so I'm giving it a try. I have some at home also that I set up because I don't have this battery at home. I have a couple small ones. I put 200 watts of solar on my garage just to start playing with solar for when I got here and start setting this up. And I was pretty satisfied with the Renogy solar panels that I had there. and this pure sine wave inverter I have there also. So I was pretty happy with that. So everything is good. So I thought I'd put all that together, and I went through all my components and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. So where we are now is me putting it together. So I'll continue there. And if I stop every once in a while to make sure that the camera is recording, it's just what I have to do. You won't see it because I'll edit it out, but it's what I have to do because for whatever reason, camera shut off on me. But I don't have a camera crew, have to do it all myself and everything else. So that's what's happening. So let me check once again right now to make sure that we are still recording. Maybe this video will end up being better than the first one because my sun is changing and my light is changing. So maybe it'll be a good thing. So let's carry on. So I have wires that I was going to put into the charge controller to go to the batteries. So I'm going to do that right now. It's really interesting how I put something down and it just completely disappears. Oh, there it is right here. I'm looking for my screwdriver, and of course it's black, so I can hardly see it. So let's go here with my negative cable to the battery, and I'm tightening it down. And the thing that I've learned from mostly Will Prowse, because I call him the solar guru. I always watch him on YouTube, and this system that I'm setting up right now, I'm pretty much setting it up exactly the way he does on his channel for beginners, because I'm definitely a beginner. I'm dealing with 12 volts. I'm not doing 24 at this point because I only have 2 solar panels and 1 battery. So I'm going to stay with 12 volts right now because that's really all I know. I'm just kind of wetting my feet in this so I can have some power out here. So this is the system that he sets up on his website and also in his book. Of course, I forget what his book is called, but it's about solar. I have that book also because, as I said, he seems like the guru to go to, or one of them. I won't say the only one. A lot of people are doing some really cool things with solar, but he explains everything really well, and he's really into his solar. So I've been following him. So there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the leads in for the actual solar panels. And as I said before, none of this stuff is going to be permanent because I have to figure out where everything is going to go and give it a permanent home. So looks like I got at least maybe 20 feet of cable here so I can get away from the panels far enough. And actually I'm going to do these last because the connections on the solar panels are going to be different here, because when I plug in the positive and the negative here, it's just the opposite here because of the attachments. So let me show you here. There is, so for instance, this one would be for your positive because it's red, but it has the same lead as this one, which is the positive. So what I'm going to have to do is plug this into the negative because I don't want to cut these and change the ends. I'll plug this into the negative and just plug this into the negative side of that. So as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do that now so that there won't be any mistakes when it comes to plugging the other one in. And you just have to make sure that you have the right one going to the right attachment. So this would be the negative. So now the only thing is that you have to plug them in to where they fit, and where they fit will be the right attachment for them. So that makes it really easy. So we got that one. I'll just kick that one down there. And where's my next one is here. So this is actually going to be the positive side here. And maybe I'll just take a little bit of this off. Now I just undo the whole thing, just make it easy. And when I find out how far away from the panels I'm going to be, where these are going to be located in the house, then I can either cut them or get longer ones or do whatever so that it will reach its destination. Okay, we got that. So these are going to fit in right where they go. So wherever these will fit into on here will be the correct place. So that's where that's going to go. So I think that's the wrong way. So we got that. Now I can concentrate on putting these guys on. So this will go here. Where is the other part of this? Good, we are still recording. I like it. Okay, so those are plugged in. So now I have to plug these into the battery and these other ones to the battery. Nope, not these guys. This is for solar. So I need these two. So this will go here. So this gets to be a little bit of a mess, but nevertheless, it's the positive. I'll do the negative first. Put this guy up here. So I'll be able to go here. So negative, negative, there. So we'll go here to negative. This and this, and where are my washers? Washers, washers, washers. Oh, there. Okay, so that is the positive side. I'm sorry, the negative side. So now I work on the positive side, which is here. Yeah, it is a little bit of a mess because none of this stuff is going to be permanent for right now. So let's find the other, which one is right here. So now, just so that you guys know, as it was explained to me, when you touch the batteries here to the positive, there's always a little spark. And of course, if you're not expecting it, you'd be caught off guard. So that's that. I had this thing make some noise. Something's not right. Let's make sure this thing is the way it's supposed to be before we carry on. So we got positive here. Positive here. Okay, I think that was because the inverter was on. So let's try this one more time and hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, that's better. Best to have the inverter off. So that looks right there. Because here, probably won't be able to see it from so far back, but the battery green is on and the battery, well, the type of battery. So in order to change this to blue so that it'll know that it's lithium ion, I'll just hold it and it's supposed to blink. It's not blinking, there we go. So now I change it there, red to blue. And down here's blue is for lithium ion, red is for flooded, orange is for gel battery, green is for sealed. So we are good to go. So now of course, most of our sun is gone, but it's okay. Because I'm going to take this and just plug it in to make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. I'll only get a little bit of sun, so that's not a major league bad thing. So that's what I'll do. I'll take this guy over here. Okay, so now I have that in place. Now the only thing that I'm thinking about is hoping that I have enough cable to go there without having to move everything. So we will see. And if it's not, I'll just have to move everything a little bit closer. Okay, so now, since I've moved everything a little bit closer, I can actually plug this in. So this is going to be here, my negative, right there. Then this, our last connection. Okay, so the green light on the charge controller is on. So that means we are getting a charge. So that's a good thing. So I can top off this battery a little bit. That way I can have a little power for my lights tonight. So that's definitely a good thing. So we're good there. Just want to make sure I don't damage my solar panel at all, because that wouldn't be a good thing. Actually, I'll just turn it like that so it'll get as much as that sun as possible. I think I'll move it back just a bit because I can see that shadow coming in already. So right now, I'll have hopefully half hour or more with the sun being able to come in right there. So, and that tells me, and now that we're back this far, I'll have a little bit of sun. Now, I see the shadow of the tree here is going to be moving over towards me. So I'm going to give it half an hour or more that I can get a little charge on this. But this is great because everything is working. The battery's good. The charge controller is good. I did not hook up the 12 volt fuse block because I don't need that right now, and I got to do some figuring out on the inside of where everything is going to go. So that's pretty much what we have for right now. So there we go.